Hey, what's up? It's a bright, breezy day out here. It's about 75 degrees, great weather. It's a little bit more breezy, it's like windy, but anyways, I'm gonna be walking, taking a stroll and smoking this Arturo Fuente Flor Fina 858 Rosado Sun-Grown. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice about the Rosado Sun-Grown is you really can't see a whole lot of it. You can just kind of see the top of the cigar right there, the cap, right? Because you got this band. Kind of looks like your standard band that you see in a lot of Arturo Fuente stuff, but it's got some green detail in here. Unlike the regular 858 Sun-Grown that has black detail. Then you also have this cedar sleeve with the red footband. That's the 858 Rosado. Now, the 858 Rosado, there's a lot of 858s out there, so this Rosado Sun-Grown is a special one, and it's kind of limited. It's slightly difficult to get your hands on. What distinguishes it from the regular Sun-Grown is that the regular Sun-Grown it's got a darker wrapper on it. You know, it's not a Rosado wrapper. The regular Sun-Grown, it's a darker wrapper. It's darker, it's thicker, it's not as delicate as this one. And presumably the regular Sun-Grown gets more sun. Maybe it's a higher priming also. Vice versa, this is going to be getting less sun and probably a lower priming. But Sun-Grown wrappers tend to be more delicious, more bold, more flavor. Now, this particular Rosado Sun-Grown has been sitting in my humidor for I want to say about 14 to 15 months, and I don't know how old the box was when I got it, but it smells great when you first open the box. And I mean, there's a lot of cedar in that box, all these sleeves. It smells so good. It smells like sweet cedar and cinnamon. Yeah, sweet cedar and cinnamon on the wrapper and on the foot. Now, the Rosado Sun-Grown, the 858s in general, they are, I think they're 6 by 47 ring, which would mean they're something like a Corona Gorda, something like that. But I like the size. I kind of like that. I kind of like the ring gauge and the size, all that stuff. Just a tad bit of resistance on the draw, maybe just a tad tighter than perfect. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Yep, just light it up. Yeah, now off the light up, starts off slightly creamy. There's a lot of cedar, there's a bit of a floral note, there's some white pepper. There's like a bready to graham crackery note in there. There's a little bit of leather, there's a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon, so we're off to a good start. All right, we're pretty much through the first third. I think we're through the first third. It's windy out here. It's making it kind of burn a little bit fast, but even so, we're about 17 minutes in. Yeah, but yeah, look, you can see the burn. Burn is fine. It ashed itself. The creaminess is picked up. There's a lot of creaminess, a lot of cedar. There's a little bit of a lemon citrus pop that happens here and there. There's a little bit of oak and leather in the backbone of this thing. There's nice white pepper, black pepper mix in the retrohale and slightly on the palate. And there's definitely a nice mix of nutmeg and cinnamon. So far, really good. I'll give it a B plus. A B plus for the first third. Be back in a second. Second third, done. Time, about 35 minutes. Performing well, ashing itself. You can see the burn line. She's doing okay. Pretty good amount of smoke. It's not super dense or anything like that, but it's a good amount of smoke. Texture is creamy, but you're getting a good balance with that pepper. There's still that white and black pepper on the retrohale and the sensation of that on the tongue. Still a backbone of leather, oak. There's a lot of cedar in there. There's a floral spice in there, and we're still banging away with nutmeg and cinnamon. There's a subtle lemon note in there. Sometimes it pops, but most of the time it's well into the background. And but it's there and it's pleasant, and I like it. I didn't comment on the sweetness of the cigar, but there's a vanilla to go along with that creaminess. There's a vanilla sweetness with the cigar. So far so good. I'll give this second third, I'll give it a B+. All right, moving along. End of the final third. Had to touch it up a little bit. I got in a conversation with my neighbor. This is about an hour 5 minutes. Smoking good. There have been some new things that have happened. Now, there's a roasted peanut skin that's come into the final third, and I like it. Yeah, you still got leather. Leather's increased a little bit. You still got a little bit of oak, but the flavor profile is still dominated by like cedar, florality. Florality has increased. There's a little bit of a char thing happening. And I'll say that the spice has ramped up just a tick. But it's kind of leaning more towards a cinnamon spice now, like a dry cinnamon spice. Now, that's going to be juxtaposed with some of that creaminess that is still there. Still a good bit of creaminess, somewhere about halfway between all the flavors in terms of where it's layered and in terms of its intensity. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about the final third for now. I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh yeah, there is that lemon note is still there, but it's again, it's subtle. And it's kind of even more subtle now. It's taking a step back, but it's still there, and there's still sweetness to the cigar. There's still some that vanilla cream maybe going into a light caramel. Yeah, I like the cigar. To me, it's a box-worthy cigar if you can find it for about $10 or so a stick. I'll rate the final third I'll say a B. Most of it was good. Here towards the very end, it's getting a little bit hot. I mean, it just is what it is. It's not common that you get a cigar that nubs all the way, that is completely cool all the way, and the last puff that you have is the best puff of the cigar. It just doesn't happen very often. But this thing held its own through the final third, even though it's kind of taking a dip right here at the very end of the final third. Yeah, so with that, I'll give the cigar a B in the final third and a B overall. A B overall. It's a unique stick. There's something about that Rosado wrapper, sun-grown wrapper, that just, it's very balanced. It's balanced, it's nuanced, it has subtleties, it has a decent amount of transitions. It's not overly complex or anything like that, but it, I put it to you this way, if somebody blinded a Rosado sun-grown, I think I'd be able to pick it out. I know that might come across a little overconfident, but it's a unique enough cigar to me that I think I could pick it out. So we're well into the final thoughts now. Like I said, if you can, grab a stick, see if you like it, and I think for the price, it's a box-worthy stick, and if you can keep it in your humidor, like I do, I would. It's a great stick. Anyways, so I got a squirrel back there just looking at me. I don't know if you can see it. It's just staring at me. Yeah, I think he wants to nub this thing. So yeah. Anyways, bye.